Let's just wait, let's just wait for 5 more minutes for the others to join as well. And then we'll be starting with the session. Okay, guys, I hope the screen is visible. Can you see the presentation? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, let's just wait for 2 more minutes for the others to join. In the meanwhile, a quick formal introduction on my my name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'm a cybersecurity trainer certified from EC Council. EC Council is the leading organization for trainings and certifications in the cybersecurity domain. And the demo that we are taking up today is on Certified Ethical Hacking version 12. This is the latest version of this course. Which is primarily designed for people who are completely new to the whole concept of cybersecurity. So if you have no clue what it is and if you want to get started in it, this is the go-to course for it. Okay. So again, yeah, let's wait for 2 more minutes. Since it being a Sunday, people might be a bit late. We'll start the session by 10 or 10. Yeah, 10. We'll start the session by 10. Okay. In the meanwhile, if anyone has any questions or so, if any queries, you can just let me know. I can try to answer those questions or any other introductions as well. Akshay, Amod, Kavita, Rajesh, Shailendra, Mangi. Okay, guys, so let's get started. I guess everyone is here. So again, without any further ado, let's get started with the demo for certified ethical hacking version 12. Now, again, a very common question is what is ethical hacking, or how is it different from hacking? So let's define those two terms out, because usually people confuse those two terms and think they are one and the same. But again, hacking is a lot different from ethical hacking. So when you have to talk about hacking, this is the procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. Now, these information systems could be anything. They could be as small as a mobile phone to as big as a web application server or a database. And this gaining access to devices is done without the permission or without the consent of the person owning those systems. Okay. And once an attacker gets access to those devices, he can steal the data, destroy the data, or even sell the data for his own benefit. Again, sometimes they do it even just for fun. Now, if hacking is such a malicious job, why do we have a course called ethical hacking is the second question. And how is this becoming legal or ethical? So if I have to define ethical hacking on the other hand, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. Okay. This is one term that you'll keep on hearing time and again, guys, in the whole course. A vulnerability is nothing but a flaw, a loophole, a weakness in the information system. And hackers try to exploit the same weakness to get access to the devices. So your job in ethical hacking is to find the vulnerabilities before the hackers do and report it back to the organization. But again, this is done with the consent and with the permission of the organization. You work hand in hand with them and you take permission from them and find or test the system's security. Okay. And once you report the vulnerabilities back, the organization will apply the appropriate patches for it necessary. Okay. And once a patch is applied, the vulnerability is removed and you're thereby closing all the doorways for the hacker to cause any further harm. Now, depending on these two definitions, guys, hacking and ethical hacking, we can categorize the types of hackers as well. So there's someone known as a black hat hacker, a gray hat hacker, and a white hat hacker. A black hat hacker is commonly called as cyber criminal. He's someone who performs hacking for his own benefit without asking for consent. On the other end of the spectrum, we have someone called as a white hat hacker. White hat hackers are also called as ethical hackers or penetration testers. They find the vulnerabilities in the organization with the permission of the organization itself and report them back. And once they report it, they're trying to increase the security by applying the necessary patches for it. And in between, there's a third category called gray hat hacker. Now, again, as the name itself suggests, it is a combination of both black hat and white hat properties. Like a black hat hacker, he doesn't ask for permission before performing testing. But once he finds a vulnerability, like a white hat hacker, he reports it back. But there is a minor catch here. He does not do this for free. Okay, he does it in return for something called as a bounty. A bounty is something which benefits him. It could be a financial reward, a reputational reward, anything which benefits him or his career. And that is why, in simple terms, they are also called as bug bounty hunters. They hunt for bugs, okay, in return for a bounty. Okay. Now, all these three types of hackers, whether you take a black hat hacker, a gray hat hacker, or a white hat hacker, they perform hacking or ethical hacking in a certain procedure. That procedure contains a few important steps. And that procedure collectively is called as hacking cycle or cyber kill chain. So when you work for an organization as well, they would definitely ask what your hacking cycle is. Okay. So let me briefly discuss about hacking cycle in our session today, so you have a better idea about the whole course content. Okay. So this hacking cycle consists of 5 important steps. The first step is called as information gathering. Some organizations refer to it as reconnaissance or footprinting as well. So it's one and the same term, guys. Second step is called as scanning. It can also be referred to as enumeration. Third step is gaining access. Fourth step is maintaining access. And the last step is reporting or clearing traces. Now, if you carefully observe, I have written or only in the last step. Okay. And everywhere else, I've just used a forward slash. The reason being, or only in the last step, the procedure changes. And depending on what kind of a hacker you are. So if you're a white hat hacker or an ethical hacker, you perform the first 4 steps in the same order. And in the end, you report the vulnerabilities back to the organization. On the other hand, if you're a black hat hacker, you perform the first 4 steps again. And in the end, rather than reporting, you would remove the evidences. Okay, you delete the log files, you delete the application data, okay, and try to keep yourself anonymous so that you cannot be traced. Okay, so what changes for hacker and ethical hacker is only the last step. Remaining everything else, all the first 4 steps are exactly similar. Okay, so now we'll go with each of these steps one by one, okay, and try to understand what they are. Before that, any questions or doubts up to here, guys? Again, please feel free to ask any questions or interrupt me at any certain point of time. That's okay. So up to
So
here.
this is so Rupam this right. This is in that reconnaissance and that footprint enumerations. These are all the frameworks, right? That is a kill chain framework, right?
Yeah, again, it's a framework which basically states all the steps that are necessary for performing hacking or ethical hacking. Okay, it's a certain procedure, a framework. Hello, Rupam. Are you there?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
in the kill chain, I have seen there are 7 process actually. Because how weaponization is coming to the picture over here is the
How what
gaining.
what is coming into the picture?
So in the kill chain, there is an option called weaponization, right? Because do you have to?
Weaponization.
Yeah.
Weaponization is exploitation, and that comes in gaining access itself.
No, that
Okay,
is
so
what
again,
I'm saying. That where it is coming to actually. Because
in the third step,
third
in the
step.
gaining access part.
Fine.
Okay, again, the multiple companies divided them separate steps, but to summarize it up, these are the 5 steps. Whatever you're talking about, those will fall under each of one of these steps itself. Okay. So this is the framework that has been given to you by EC Council, the main framework that we follow in the Certified Ethical Hacking course. Okay, right.
Thank you.
Sure. Now proceeding further, let's talk about each of these steps one by one. So first step is information gathering. Excuse me. Now, as the name itself suggests, information gathering is nothing but trying to gather as much information or data as possible about the target organization. And this data is gathered passively. What I mean by passively is that you do not contact the organization in any way. The organization has no clue that someone is trying to gather information about. You get this information from other third-party sources, from the internet itself. Okay. Now, the main question here is what kind of information are we talking about? Again, what do we need to get started? So to list it out, this is the information. So firstly, you try to find the IP addresses. Okay, IP addresses are nothing but identity given to a server, a numerical or alphanumerical address. So you try to understand what are the IP addresses or the range of IPs used in the organization. Then the who is records, understanding who is hosting the website within, when was it first hosted, when will it expire, when was it last updated, all that information. Then DNS records, understanding the information in the DNS servers of the organization, which contains the domains and the subdomains and the IP address linking of each and every server. Then employee details, such as the contact numbers, email addresses, publicly usernames and passwords, fax numbers, all that comes under employee details. Then domains and subdomains, as I've mentioned. And finally, the operating system information. What OS are they using on their various servers? Now, believe it or not, all this information is readily available on the internet itself to be gathered. So if I show you a very basic example, I can just go to my browser. And in the browser, I can search for a website called DNS Dumpster. Again, a very popular website in the ethical hacking circles. This is usually used to get the DNS server information for any organization of your choice. So again, you can see there's an input field here where it is asking you to enter a certain domain of your target. So if I go with, let's say, Wipro itself, wipro.com, and if I click on search, this starts fetching the information of the DNS servers of Wipro. So right now, it tells us that there are 4 DNS servers, 1 primary and 3 secondary DNS servers with these exact public IPs. So these IP addresses are very important for a hacker or ethical hacker to perform the further steps, such as scanning and gaining access. Okay, so it knows that we know there are 4 DNS servers with these exact IPs, which we can use for scanning. Then there's a 1 mail server. Wipro is using. Yeah, hello. Did someone ask something, guys? Okay. Anyways, coming back to this. So as I've mentioned, there are 4 DNS servers. There's 1 mail server from outlook.com. This is the exact IP through which all the mails are being routed, located in Japan at the moment. Okay. And then scroll down much further. There's a host record. Okay. Host records are nothing but linking the main domain and the subdomains of Wipro with the exact public IPs of those servers. Okay. So these IPs, as I've mentioned, are very important to us. They give the identity for that device. Okay. Scroll down much further. These are all the subdomains of Wipro, the servers. And I have here a complete network topology, understanding how Wipro servers are connected to one another. Okay. So when you want to perform an all-around testing of Wipro, these are all the subdomains and domains you have to check for. Okay. So this gives you a mental, an image of how Wipro servers are connected and what the network consists of. Okay. Now, trust me, this is completely legal. This information is given by Wipro itself, but not in a single location. It is scattered throughout the internet. DNS dumpster does the job for us to bring that information and again accumulate it in one single place for easier access. Okay. So again, this is one of the websites. There are multiple other tons of websites as well for other parts of information. But again, as you can notice over here, I got this information from the internet. DNS dumpster is a completely separate, different resource. It has no contact with Wipro, and Wipro has no information that I'm trying to get data about. Okay, so that is basically what information gathering is. Okay, getting the information passively. Okay. After that, second phase is the scanning phase. So this is usually performed on the company grounds. Okay, so where scanning, you try to perform active connections to the target servers and get more information on the internal network or the intranet. So to define scanning, I can break it down into three simple parts. So there's something called as network scanning, port scanning, and vulnerability scanning. Okay, so again, to gather some extra information about the network by making active connections, first you perform network scanning. In network scanning, you try to figure out what are the active or alive devices in the target network. So an organization can have multiple servers. It can have client operating systems, servers like mail, the SMTP, DNS, DHCP, what FTP, whatnot servers. Okay, so you try to figure out on that organization what servers exist and what devices are up and running. Once you find the devices running, you perform port scan to figure out on those devices, are there any open ports and services running? Right? Company definitely has a lot of services and applications running. And then finally, you perform vulnerability scanning to figure out on those ports and on those services, are there any weaknesses that you can attack on? So during this phase, we'll be using two very important tools. One is Nmap and the other is called Nessus. So you can go to the browser and search for Tenable Nessus to get an idea about it. Click on the first link, vulnerability scanner. And oh, 1 second, guys. This is the advertisement, so sorry. Click on the second link, and this is the official website for the tool. Okay, so basically it's a vulnerability scanning tool. It can basically detect each and every vulnerability on your target organization. Okay, whether it be misconfigurations or whether it be vulnerability with the source code of the application, anything. Okay. But again, quite an expensive tool. So if you click on buy, you can see it's around $6,000. That too only for 1 year subscription. Okay, again, an organization will provide this tool for you, but in our classes, we'll learn how to use this. There's a trial version available as well, and I have it installed on my system. Let me show you. It defaultly runs on 834 port number on your system. Let me log into my panel. And this is basically how Nessus looks like. As you can see, there's scan templates. Okay, you can perform a network scan, an advanced scan, a malware scan, a mobile application scan, a mobile device scan, a web application scan, and whatnot. Okay, so you can scan for even the latest of latest vulnerabilities like Log4j. This was one of the most, problematic vulnerability in the recent times on Apache servers. Okay, even that you can scan for with the Nessus tool. Okay, now scrolling up, if you notice, this is how your scan results look like. So I scanned 3 devices in my previous class, and these are the vulnerabilities for those. Each vulnerability is categorized depending on the impact that it creates. So an organization should never have critical or high or medium vulnerabilities. If they do, that shows that the attack, that an attack can be easily performed on their network. Okay, so as you can see, these are all the vulnerabilities on one of my devices. Okay, and it shows you that there can be backdoors initiated on my servers. Okay, and it tells you what tools you can exploit it with, what tools you can use to attack the target system, and how to get the connection, and on what port do you get the connection on. Okay, so again, I don't want to get into the technicalities of it right now, guys, but basically this is a tool which will tell you the complete transparent vulnerability details on your organization. Okay, so it will tell you what service contains what vulnerabilities and how you can attack on it, and what is the solution for it as well. How do you remove that vulnerability? Okay, so after you get those results, then you go into the next phase, which is gaining access. So once you have all the information to attack the target system, the next step is nothing but again literally attacking it. Okay, so gaining access is a huge concept. It covers a vast variety of topics for each endpoint, and these are the list of topics. Okay, so the first thing we'll discuss in gaining access is system hacking. How do you hack? How do you crack or bypass a Windows operating system password? So if you have Windows 8 or Windows 10, 11, doesn't matter which version, I'll be showing you. If you have a logged device, how do you crack the password for that device? And if you're unable to crack it, how can you bypass it and still access the internal files of that system? Okay. Then comes malware attacks. Malware is nothing but a combination of two different words, malicious softwares. Okay. And it's an umbrella term. There's a lot of categories under malware. So you have viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, rootkit, whatnot. We'll practically learn how to create each of these malwares one by one, how to detect them on your system if they are already installed, and how to remove them from your system, all the parts of it. Then there's a bonus concept called malwares advanced. This again is not included in the CH curriculum, guys. I just have added as a bonus topic. So you have a better understanding on how to create malwares by using programming languages. Okay. So we'll learn how to create a keylogger, okay, something which can capture all the keystrokes on the target system by using Python program. Again, you do not have to learn Python or have knowledge on it before you get started with the course. I'll be sharing all the resources for that. If time permits, you can go with that advanced concept. Then comes network penetration testing. This is where we learn all the common local internet network attacks, sniffing attack, man-in-the-middle attack, denial of service or DOS attack, or hacking Wi-Fi routers. All this comes under network pen testing. Using these attacks, you can try to, again, break down servers, stop them from functioning, or you can try to capture the other users' data in your network, and again, hack Wi-Fi routers as well. After that comes social engineering. In this, we learn how hackers perform phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are where hackers send you fake malicious links, and when you click on them, you get redirected to a fake page, but it looks very genuine. Okay, it looks like an exact replica of a social media page or a bank web login website or whatnot. And if you enter any credentials in those websites, they directly go to the hacker. So we learn how hackers create these fake phishing pages, how do they perform the attacks, and how to distinguish between an original one and a fake one. Okay. Then comes web application pen testing, where we learn how to perform attacks on websites and web applications. Okay. So basically, to list out a few vulnerabilities, we have SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, and file upload. So these vulnerabilities allow you to perform attacks on the databases, get access to the internal, again, backend data on the servers, okay, or execute malicious scripts on the server and get remote connection, and so on and so. Then there's vulnerability assessment, where we learn how to use exploits, okay, on the internet to attack a target system. So during this phase, we'll be using a very important tool called Metasploit framework. That is a tool which is capable of attacking systems on vulnerabilities by downloading tools from the internet. Okay. Then after that, we have hacking mobile phones, where we learn how we can hack Android phones by creating Trojans or attacking them with malwares. Okay. And during this phase, guys, we'll be using a very important operating system called Kali Linux. So if you go to your browser, you can search for a website called kali.org. This is the official website for the Kali operating system. Again, this is an open source Debian-based Linux distribution. The reason why you use it is it comes pre-installed with all the penetration testing tools. Okay. Again, you don't have to use a separate system, guys, to install this Linux OS. You can use a tool called VMware. So I'll be sharing this application with you called VMware Workstation. In that, you can install multiple operating systems at the same time. So as you can see over here as well, I have my Kali installed. So if I log into this, this is how it looks like basically. Again, it's a operating system, just like how you have Windows, you have Linux as well. And this comes pre-installed with these tools, okay, for password attack, Wi-Fi attacks, sniffing, okay, or forensics, okay, information gathering, and so on. So these are not available with your Windows operating system, and hence we have to shift to this for cybersecurity. Okay. Now, again, if you have no knowledge on Linux or no knowledge on how to install this, don't worry. We have these included in the course itself as prerequisite concepts. Okay, I'll be coming back to that in a bit. Don't worry about that. And coming back to the presentation. So once we go with gaining access, guys, we learn all the exploitation techniques, how to attack a target system on different endpoints. Okay, so in this we'll be discussing each and every endpoint: network security, system security, web application security, mobile security, whatnot. And then after gaining access is done, guys, then you have two small topics: maintaining access and reporting or claiming traces. In maintaining access, we'll learn how we can maintain a persistent connection. What I mean by persistent connection is that even if the user restarts the system or let's say shuts it down and starts after a very long time, you still need to maintain the data connectivity. So how do you maintain that persistent connection is what we learn maintaining access. After that, you have reporting or clearing traces, where you learn how to generate a report with all the vulnerabilities and the techniques to attack and submit it to the organization, and along with the solution as well, and how to remove the evidences like a black hat hacker, both the perceptions. Okay, so again, this is just a basic overview, guys, like what topics.
Just I Rupam this right. I need one thing over here that I don't know whether Metasploit is covered over here or not.
We do cover
So,
Metasploit framework. Again,
okay.
you check over here, this vulnerability assessment. That is where we talk about Metasploit framework. I guess I mentioned that a minute ago.
Okay. Sorry. Then I think I heard about the Nmap actually, but Metasploit I was not heard it.
No,
Sorry.
no, no, don't worry. That is a tool in the Kali Linux, as you can see, Metasploit framework. We'll be discussing about that as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Again, just to give you an overview, guys, like what all tools we'll be discussing, we'll be talking about tools like burpsuit. This is a web application tool actually. We'll talk about burpsuit, then we'll talk about Wireshark. Okay, this is a sniffing tool actually used in organizations to capture and analyze network traffic. Then we have Nmap, okay, for network scanning and port scanning. Then we'll be using Nikto, or we'll use Nessus, we'll use Aircrack NG for Wi-Fi attacks, Metasploit framework, John the Ripper as well for password attacks. So whatever tools are mentioned over here, the top-notch tools, we'll discuss all of them in our class. It's a completely
Nikto also.
Yeah, Nikto as well. Nikto is basically for a web application
I know that.
information gathering. We'll discuss that tool as well if needed. Again, if you have a requirement for a certain tool which is not included in the course as well, you can just let me know and I'll explain about it. Not an issue at all. Okay. If it's outside of the course as well, if it's not included in the CH topics, not an issue at all. If you have a requirement for a certain tool and if you're not able to understand it or learn about it by yourself, I'll be there to assist you with that. Not an issue. Okay. So again, one thing about cybersecurity is, guys, you work on a lot of tools, and every single day there's a better tool upcoming. Okay, so if you need assistance in such things, if you're using a certain tool in your organization, and if you don't know about it or you don't know how to use it, you can ask me for help. Okay. So again, but as I've mentioned, whatever milestone tools are there, whatever top-notch tools are there that are existing right now, we'll be discussing on the same tools in our whole course. Okay, with the tools which are mentioned over here on the screen. Okay. Now, after that, other than that, as I've mentioned, so these are the course contents, guys. Again, one last thing. This is the browser. I guess the institute might have shared this with you. If not, I'll be sharing it in a mail at the end of the session. So as I've mentioned, there's a few prerequisites to cover. So since not everyone might be from a technical background, we'll first discuss networking basics, where we'll basically learn what are IP addresses, what are IPv4 addresses, what are IPv6 addresses, what is a DNS server, what is a DHCP server, what is subnet mask. Okay, all that basic networking 101 we'll learn in the first class. Okay, again, for each class, I'll be providing a notepad file, guys. Let me show you. You don't have to write notes separately again. As you can see, class 1, we have networking concepts. We learn what IPv4 addresses are, what are hexadecimal or binary addresses, how to convert numbers from binary to decimal, all that. And scroll down. We have the classes in IP, class A, B, C, D, and E. What are private IPs? What are public IPs? What is a DHCP server? What is a DNS server? Okay, as you can see, DHCP, DNS. Okay, what are special IPs? Every single thing I've written it down in a specific format. Okay, in a notepad file, and I'll be sharing this notes with each and every class. Okay, so each topic has a notepad file for that. Okay, and along with this, I'll be sharing the PDF materials as well from EC Council, the official courseware content, and you'll be getting the live recordings as well for each session. Okay, so after networking is done, then we go with basic Linux and Windows commands, and we learn virtualization as well, how to set up VMware, how to install this tool, and set up your own lab so you can practice on it whenever you want to at your spare time. Okay, after these prerequisites are done, then we dive into the advanced concepts: footprinting, scanning, system hacking, and so on and so forth. There's a few bonus concepts as well, guys, which I've not included in the demo, but to list it out, we'll talk about cryptography, we'll talk about reverse engineering, what is basics of cloud security, and a very important tool called Splunk for SOC analysis. It's a SIM tool, guys. I don't know if you have heard about it or not. These are security, incident, and event management tools. So in organizations, SIM tools are very important. They try to analyze, monitor the data, and analyze the data coming in and going out of their network. Okay, so if there are any threats, they detect those threads using those packets.
Sir, this Splunk, we go through about all the log details also, right? All the entire logs we have to check.
Again, yeah, I'll be showing you a very basic introduction on Splunk. We won't be going in depth about it because that's a completely different course, but I'll show you how you can monitor the data, go through the log and analyze threads as well. Okay, a very basic overview.
Okay.
Because Splunk is again a completely different course, there's certifications.
Yeah, it is a different setup.
Right, exactly. So again, we'll have a basic overview on what that is. That is not included in CH at all, guys. I have just added it as a bonus topic because that is a tool that is used in organizations. So you need to have a basic overview. Again, when you join a company, they don't train you on it automatically before you get started, but just as an overview, it's easy for you to transition. Okay. So yeah, that's that, guys. This is one of the basic courses, guys, certified ethical hacking. After this is done, you can choose a specific specialization as well. What I teach is web application pen testing. So after CH is done, if anyone needs a advanced course as well, I teach web application for bug bounty. This course focuses on a framework called OWASP Top 10. This is a framework which discusses the top 10 vulnerabilities that are needed to be checked for a website's security. Okay. And we'll be discussing on those top 10 vulnerabilities. Okay, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, cross-site request forgery, and so on. So these are weaknesses on websites. We learn how to test for them, check for them, and remove those vulnerabilities. Okay, so this is a completely advanced course, guys. After CH is done, anyone can opt for it. Okay, so yeah, that's a basic overview. Again, the course duration is for 45 days. You'll have classes from Monday to Friday every day. At 9 p.m. Right now, there's a batch starting from tomorrow at 9. I've been taking demos the whole of last week. So tomorrow onwards, the first class will initiate, guys. You can join tomorrow at 9 p.m. for the first networking class. Okay. And again, we won't have classes we won't be having classes on weekends, only from Monday to Friday. Okay, every day for 1 hour class. Again, the course is a bit of a 20-40 ratio, guys. First 20 minutes, we'll discuss the theoretical part. Remaining 35 to 40 minutes, we'll discuss the practical part of it. Okay, focusing more on hands-on practice. Okay.
So weekend, you don't have any classes, right?
Weekends, no classes. Only classes from Monday to Friday.
Monday at what time?
9 p.m. every day.
Then what is the cost of this course?
Again, you can contact the institute for that, Rupam. But again, last I checked, it's around 8,000 rupees. Okay, that includes the live sessions, the recordings, the notepad files, the official courseware content from EC Council, and again, the tools as well, whatever I've mentioned.
So are you doing the Splunk also?
Yeah, I have a separate course for that, for Splunk. That is not anything related to CH. It's a completely different course. So I have a course for Splunk as well.
Okay. Can we get your numbers also?
Oh, yeah, I can share this PDF document, guys. This contains my contact number. So if you have any technical queries regarding this, you can just let me know. So 1 second, let me share it via an email. Please drop your emails, guys, in the chat box so that I can share this document, course content documentation. Oh, sorry. Any other questions, guys, or any other queries in the meanwhile?
We are unable. I'm not able to send across this. I don't know.
Sorry, please come again.
Email details I'm not able to send. I don't know others have the same problem. You have the email details, right? I think somebody.
I've got a few emails. I've got 2 emails on the chat box.
I'm not able to send. You just mention erupsha@gmail.com.
Oh, 1 second. Can you spell it out, Rupam?
E for England.
Okay.
RUP.
RUP. Okay.
ERUP
SH.
S for Singapore, H for Hungary, A for America. @gmail.com.
Oh, okay, got it. Perfect. Another. Okay. Any other emails, guys? I've got 3 emails under the.
Yeah, sent on mail. Yeah.
Oh, 1 second.
I am also not able to send Mail shailendra.nalage, SHAI DRA.NALAGE @gmail. AGE. Thank you.
Any other emails, guys? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 emails until now. Okay, I'm assuming this is that. I mean, I hope there are no typos, guys. Babaji, Ravi Kumar, Irup, Shah, Ayappa, Shalendra, Rajesh, Amod. Okay, I've sent you the course content documentation, guys. You can just go through it. If you have any further queries also regarding any of those topics, there's my number mentioned on that. Okay, you can just contact me.
So what are the prerequisites to enroll for this course?
Yeah, again, as I've mentioned, these were the prerequisites itself. But again,
I have joined little late, so yeah.
No worries, no worries. Again, the prerequisites are we need to have basic knowledge on networking and Linux and Windows commands. But as I've mentioned, they are included in the course itself. So
yes, you are covering all these prerequisites.
I will be covering the prerequisites as well. Again, the system requirements, again, a very important question that sometimes is asked is, again, guys, you would have to require a system with at least minimum i3 processor, okay, or i5 much better, and or minimum RAM of 8 GB, okay, or 6 GB at least, okay, not lesser than that. So 8 GB RAM, i3 processor, 200 GB hard disk free storage for all the tools and for all the recordings and stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So that should
After
be
this, can we clear this CEH certification?
Definitely. Again, after the course is done, I'll be sharing the courseware as well, material for CEH examination, the course question dumps as well. And along with that, if you're still not confident enough to crack, as if I have not mentioned this earlier, but I do give proxy support as well, which means you will write the exam yourself. In the end, I'll be there to connect and check your answers. Okay, so that you just don't give anything wrong. So I'll be checking the answers, I'll correct them, and then you can submit. Okay. So I provide that support as well.
And one more thing is, so what kind of job roles we can have available for this course?
Good question. Again, once you're done with the CH course, you can start applying for pen testing job roles, penetration tester, or SOC analyst job roles, security analyst, or security consultant. These are the job roles you can start applying for. Again, this is one website that I usually mention after the course is done for job entries. You can just search for a website called jobs.null.community. This is a website specifically for cybersecurity jobs in India. And these are all the job roles you can start applying for: cybersecurity analyst, security consultant, okay, and SOC analyst. As you can see, cybersecurity consultant. These are the job roles you can apply for once you're done with it.
Okay, I'm actually working on different domain related to application side, but it is completely new to me. So how much of experience I can put on this course, on this cyber security when I am applying for the jobs after completion of this course?
After, if you're just doing the CH, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name though. Rupam, right? Or Babaji?
This Babaji.
Babaji, yeah. If you're just doing the CH course, Babaji, this is, as I've mentioned, a course to get started in cybersecurity. So you can't mention more than 1 year of experience. If you're doing some advanced courses as well, like web application pen testing or cloud security or so, then you can go up to 2 to 3 years. You can add up 2 to 3 years of experience. Okay. But with CH, just with CH, I would recommend not adding more than 1 year.
Okay, so you are saying that this is the basic course, and it
gets started in cybersecurity, so basic to intermediate level. Okay, because after that 1 year, you definitely do other certifications as well, advanced certifications in cybersecurity. And this is just for getting into the domain of cybersecurity.
Okay,
getting started in it.
Okay, what is the duration for that advanced course, websites penetration testing?
That's for another 25 days, Rupam. Oh, Babaji, sorry.
Okay.
Right.
So total it will take 60 days, 70 days.
To 70, yeah, 70, 2 months, 10 days, 2 months, 15 days or so.
So are you covering the application part also? Application security also? in this
Mm.
CH?
What again? What application are you talking about? Web applications or?
Not web application you already shared. Other than that, anything
No, we
or
won't
any?
be doing any software application testing. We won't be going with code review and all. No, we
Okay.
won't. This is all a DST course, dynamic analysis. There's no static analysis. We won't be code reviewing and all in this course. Okay, 1 second, guys. I've got a few more emails to send this on. Any other emails, guys? One last time. Who wants me to send the file to? Or any other questions as well in the meanwhile? Okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's that. Nothing further for our demo session. Again, I would request you to join tomorrow at 9 p.m. so that we can go to the first class. Okay. So I don't think you have to pay upfront. You can join that class as well for free as a demo. You can go with the first networking concepts class and understand how the classes are going. And again, if you're interested after that, you can join up with the class, make the payment. Okay. So yeah, that's it, guys. Nothing further. If you have any further queries or questions regarding the course content, you have my number. You can contact me on that. If you have any other queries regarding the course timing, the batch timing, or the payment or anything, please contact the institute for that. Again, today being Sunday, I'm not sure if they might get a chance to call you back. I would recommend you call them tomorrow on Monday. Okay. Again, Ravi Kumar, cybersecurity is the domain. Okay. So just like how you have networking as a domain, okay, you have cybersecurity as a domain. In networking, you have courses like CCNA, CCNP, Cisco Certified Network Admin. Similarly, in cybersecurity, you have a course called ethical hacking. Okay. To clarify, I hope that is clear. Cybersecurity is a domain. In that, one of the field is ethical hacking. Okay. Is that clear, Ravi Kumar? Hello. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So that's that, guys. I hope you have understood everything in the demo. If not, please let me know via queries over the email or over the WhatsApp number. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Thank you for attending the demo session, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, Shoaib, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.